Hello everyone, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft, and today is Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. So this month, for the month of January, we were all challenged to do a sketch. So the sketch that I have chosen is up in the corner there. It's actually from Scrapbook Generation, from one of their virtual crops, and I liked that it had 3 photos going down the bottom of the page. I happen to have 3 photos. I feel like a lot of the layouts that I've been doing recently have been maybe 1 photo, maybe 2, but I actually have quite a few sets of 3s, or even more, and I'm like, I gotta find more inspiration to do single page multi-photo layouts. You know, Shamel does a lot of like single photo things, and I'm like, Shamel, this isn't working for me. I have 3 photos for this event. Like, what do I do? But yeah, so I'm excited. I was excited to use 3 photos on this layout. And this one, even though I'm not doing a no spend January, I know I talked about it in Tuesday's process video, but I am going to kill a kit with this layout. So what you see over on the left-hand side are all the leftover pieces from my August Not Just for Boys Kit Club kit. And I'm going to try to make this work with the sketch. So I somehow had those 2 paper strips up at the top that were 12 by 12, so they went all the way across. So that way I was able to follow the top look of the sketch with those. One of them is a branding strip, you can see there, and the other one was just, I don't know, a leftover strip from the Simple Stories Vintage Lemon Twist collection. And so now I'm going to take some other smaller pieces that I have left over, and I'm going to turn them into little banners. So I've got an orange paper and that black, you can kind of see rainbow colors underneath it. I think both of those are Vicky Bouton, I want to say. So yeah, I just got to cut them. That's a way to cut banners. If you don't have like a punch or if you don't have a stencil, you just kind of fold the bottom corners together and then cut at an angle and you've got yourself a banner. Yay, so easy. And do you know how long it took me to learn how to do that? And it took me watching YouTubers, crafty YouTubers, to learn that trick. I actually think I learned that from Heather's Crafty Life. So yeah, if you are new to watching scrapbook videos on YouTube, you are going to learn a lot, let me tell you, and hopefully you learn a lot from this channel. And so if you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so, because actually this week I have my Tuesday video that went live yesterday. There's today's video, and then Friday's Mixed Media Frenzy. So I've got 3 videos going out this week. How about that? So again, if you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. And if you are a subscriber, welcome back! And I hope that you find this video informative and inspiring, and that you leave me a comment below and let me know, well, what you guys are working on, where you find your sketches. Do you use Pinterest? Do you just are you part of scrappy groups on Facebook? Let me know where you find your sketches. So I'm adding some twine. That twine actually came from the dollar store, and I purchased it a couple months ago, back when it came in like a pack of, I think, the yellow and white, the orange and white, and I want to say it was a navy and white. I think. I could be wrong. But it was like back when they had like fall stuff out. So I keep stuff like that on my desk. I have a little organizer container. Not that anything in my scrapbook room is really organized, but I have a little container and I keep like bits of ribbon and trim and the twine inside there. So it's always kind of there. And I thought, you know what? It looks like there's some type of ribbon or something on the original sketch. So I'm going to do twine, and I just wrapped it around 3 times. And then I used just regular Scotch tape to hold it in the back. You could use washi tape if you have that as well. So now I'm wanting to make a little embellishment cluster up here, and I didn't really like the way the Pretty Little Studio tabs looked. I just couldn't figure out like a good placement for them, so I pulled a little rainbow sticker from my Echo Park Teen Squad 12 by 12 sticker sheet, a little Pebbles puffy stickers, puffy dots, and I'm going to do some Nuvo drops, and that color is, hold on, that color is called Calming Aqua, which totally matches the background cardstock that I chose. And that background cardstock is from a Michael's Recollections paper pad that I got as a hot buy a couple months ago. You probably saw that Michael's haul video. I haven't been to Michael's in a while. I think the last time I went in very quickly just to get some adhesive. And I did not look at anything else because I did not need anything else. I might have also gotten an album because I always need those. So I have a feeling I'm going to be needing to pay Michael's a visit to get another scrapbook album soon. So maybe I'll see what else they have. I like looking at their clearance sections. If you go to the end caps at Michael's, sometimes you can find like really random things for, that are on sale, and they might actually work for like your scrapbooking. You just never know what you might find when you go there. You never know. And I have been to Walmart recently looking for albums, but they did not have any. I have found Project Life albums at Walmart before for $10, but it's hit or miss. And I feel like at least my local Walmart, I don't go there that often, but at least mine, it hasn't been keeping up with its like scrapbook aisle as much as it used to. I feel like other crafts are kind of taking precedence over scrapbooking, and maybe they feel like the people who are shopping at Walmart are not scrapbookers. They're quilters, or they do, I don't know, do things with yarn. What is that called? Crochet? I don't know. So maybe that's just my Walmart. But anyway, if you know of any good deals on scrapbooking supplies, especially scrapbook albums, let me know because I'm always looking. So a little tip here, I had that polka dot piece of paper and it was not long enough to go behind that colorful piece of paper. So I cut it, and now it's going to look like it's going behind the colorful piece of paper. So there are lots of ways, especially if you're doing a no-spend month or a no-spend year and you're shopping your stash or you just want to get the most out of your scrapbook kit, there are lots of ways to extend the life of your products. And now I have pulled another scrap piece from my scrap drawer, just a bright blue piece of cardstock, so that I can have something to map my photos. And I didn't like, I originally put them down with a little bit of space in between them, but then it made the whole thing a little too long, and the vibe I wasn't feeling the vibe as it was going across the other papers. So I put them all very, very close together so that just a little hint of that blue peeking out around the photos. And now I'm going to mimic the borders or the banners from up top down at the bottom here, keeping things on the diagonal, going from the top right-hand corner to the bottom left-hand corner. And I have been inking the edges of everything just with my Hampton Art black ink pad, although I feel like I'm going to be needing to get a new one soon because the middle of it, the outsides of it are still pretty inky, but the middle of it seems to be getting a little dry, so I need to be looking into that fairly soon. I love misting sprays, but I feel like I also need some like inks, because every time I do want to use like a stencil or something, I'm like, oh, I wish I had a different ink color, because with the misting spray, it's just not really the same. So maybe I do need to start getting some inks. I don't know. So many scrappy supplies that I want. Let's not talk about it. I don't want to tempt any of you, but there's so many good things out there to purchase and so little money. Okay, so basically from here, I've pretty much kept to the original sketch. I'm kind of doing my own thing a little bit with adding those little banners down there. I'm gonna obviously do things a little bit differently when it comes to the embellishments, because I don't have similar items to what is being shown. I'm going to be working with what I have, and what I have is not a whole lot. I still have some of those Pretty Little Studio tabs. I'm using the Pretty Little Studio alpha stickers to number those photos. These are photos of my kids' artwork that was on display in the hallway at her school. When I went for parent-teacher conferences, I took some pictures. I found her stuff and I took some pictures, because these are things that had not been brought home yet. And so I wanted to be able to show them to my husband. He didn't go to parent-teacher conferences. It was down because of COVID. Only one parent could go, or you could do virtual, but my husband was like, I kind of wanted to go in person just to have that interaction with the teacher. And so I went, and my husband stayed home with our kid. So yeah, I got to see some of her artwork, and I just wanted to, kind of commemorate that. And I'm gonna put this in her school scrapbook album since it is school themed. And I think they're making a scrapbook for the kids. But it's not going to be like my scrapbook, and I don't know what I think it's more called like a portfolio with some of her artwork and some of her schoolwork and things like that. So, and pictures that they took. So I'm excited to see what that is at the end of the year. But obviously, I want to have my own separate thing where I can get creative and use my own photos and stuff like that. So I took a photo frame sticker there and I cut it in half. So the bottom part is peeking out down there, and I put a little like a little, what is it, school banner sticker thingy on there that says yes. That's from the Echo Park Teen Squad. And then I ended up not liking that frame sticking up at the top. So I couldn't get all the adhesive off, but I'm going to end up covering that up. I just wanted to do something a little bit different at the top there. I really, really, really wanted to use those pretty little studio tabs. So I just had to rework a few things. And unfortunately, the top of that photo frame tore in half. So I would have, if it had come up just, perfectly, I would have just put it back on the sticker sheet and reused it for something else. But because it tore in half and like half the adhesive came off, I just had to throw it away. So that was a little disappointing, but I am going to like what I do with that area better than having that little frame up there. So I'm combining some stickers from the Teen Squad sticker sheet with the Pebbles puffy dots. I think I'm going to bring in some more Nuvo drops down there as well, because obviously if I have them up at the very top, I need to have them down at the bottom too. And all of that is just going to work together to create some different dimension, adding some 3D elements to the layout and some different color to the layout as well. And that little heart sticker, it was actually a heart lollipop. I kind of covered up the lollipop stick so that it just looks like a heart. And I put that behind the tab. And the tab has the date that I took these photos, which was the very beginning of November. Oh, good times with school stuff. So now I'm going to do the journaling, just right down there at the bottom with my pink Zig pen. I kind of feel like I need different colors of pens too. I need to make a list of all the scrappy things, all the scrappy supplies that I would like to have, and then I just need to, figure out how to get them, right? Do you guys have pens? What pens do you guys use when you do your journaling on your layouts? If you do hand journaling, I know not everybody does. Not everybody likes their own handwriting. I happen to like my own handwriting just fine. Thank you very much. So I do handwriting pretty exclusively. But I love the Zig pens. The colors that I have are like, bright, regular, primary colors, and I want a little bit of like, the 64 Crayola box colors, right? And now I'm going to do a little bit of splattering, just because I felt like it needed a little bit of something in that white space all around. This is a Shimmers color. I think it's called, I'm looking right now, yeah, it's called Pink Stilettos. It doesn't splatter very well when you tap it. You really have to like throw it at the page. I don't know. Some misting sprays, tapping works well. Some misting sprays, throwing works well. Obviously, I did not cover up my photos. I would not recommend that if you are a newbie, but, I'm a pro at this. Haha. So I just let it loose and didn't bother trying to cover up the photos. You will see in the close-up some more of this detail. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. I hope this was an inspiring video for you. Make sure to go down in the description box below to see what everybody else did for this hop this month. And I'll see you next time. Bye!